We're here to oppose the rezoning of a property on West Friendly. Well, we live pretty close to it, and we feel that that density is going to be much more than the normal neighborhood has. It's going to be different from the neighborhood that we currently have.
It's going to change the whole makeup of the neighborhood. We're single-family residents, and that's the way it needs to stay.
To oppose the rezoning part of Friendly Avenue. In many ways, it'll disrupt the landscape as far as the way the Friendly Avenue looks. We're afraid it'll decrease the value of our property in that area. We feel that traffic will be increased dramatically since people have to turn right out of the apartment complex, and then possibly instead of doing a U-turn, they turn right down our street. So that would increase our traffic and through the neighborhood dramatically.
Oh, I'm in full agreement. I think this would be a serious detriment to the neighborhood, and I'm afraid if the zoning board allows one development, we'll be faced with more developments, just making the problem even worse.
Here to stop the rezoning. It ruins our city just like it ruined Guilford College, it ruined High Point Road, and it ruined Bessemer Avenue.
It does not fit the neighborhoods at all, and something we need to get turned down if possible.
I'm a Greensboro native, been here all my life. I live about 100 yards from this so-called development they're trying to do, and it just doesn't fit in with the surrounding area. It's no rental units anywhere nearby. Even the way they're got it planned out with duplexes just does not fit in with the neighborhood. I think what they're doing is just, they're in it for the money. That's the only concern. They're going to build it, they're going to fill it, and then they're going to flip it. This just does not fit in with the zoning that it is. This is spot zoning they're trying to push through, and it just doesn't fit in with the neighborhood.
Well, I'm sorry that the process is designed in such a way that this kind of turnout of citizenry is required in order for us to be heard. So that's one thing. The other thing is, I think that Greensboro really ought to consider a moratorium on landowners in residential areas who do not live there from being able to request a zoning change in a residential area where they do not even reside.
Well, I'd like to say I'm encouraged, but at least we're getting our time in front of the committee, and they're going to hear us out, and hopefully they'll take into consideration everything that we're thinking about. That we really don't mind responsible development, but this kind of development is not right. The way it's been proposed, I think we should all take a step back, take a deep breath, and take a second look at it. We've done that, essentially, the people running the opposition. But the issue for me is they're not going to change as they move forward, and we don't know how it's going to look at the end of the day.
The reason I'm here tonight is I'm supporting the neighborhood and objecting to this development that's being proposed, where it was approved for 466 acres, great, but not for 4 acres. It will be a blight to the neighborhood. It's huge. This speaks volumes to how important it is that we preserve our neighborhood. I would say please stop this and reject this, because this is just very, very difficult for individual people to object to. This is a hardship for a lot of people.
I'm here tonight because I own a property just a couple blocks down from the planned development, 4010 West Friendly, and my in-laws own the property next door to that at 4016 West Friendly. And they are looking to move down from Ohio and build a house to be next to their grandkids. And so they haven't finalized their plans, they haven't moved forward because they're waiting to see what happens to see if the development goes forward and changes the neighborhood completely. So I'm here to show my support against the rezoning. It's real early, and we've got a real big crowd tonight already, and I think it's only going to double or triple from here. I would tell them them that this proposal is not good for Greensboro. It's not good for our neighborhood. It's only going to hurt it in the long run, and they should vote against it.
Well, I think it's got multiple angles. Number one is I don't believe that Hamilton Lakes and the whole area that we're in was ever intended to be an overpopulated, developmental area like it's being right now. I think you just need to drive around the development and see how many signs are in front of people's homes saying they don't want the rezoning. Just to think about what's going to happen to this development down the line. It is such a beautiful community, and it's going to get ruined if we continue to just build low-cost housing like we kind of heard the other night when we were meeting in the church, and whatever other definition they have for the area. It's not intended for that. I would say I hope you lived in Hamilton Lakes and you wouldn't vote for the rezoning.
I'm thrilled with the outcome. It was the only thing that should have been done. It's just, we can't have our neighborhood destroyed like that.
Thank you.
And I think there are plenty of other places that, could build some denser condominiums.
Thank you very much.
We were just so excited.
It was not a good fit for our community.
No, it wasn't. And we are thankful for the folks that kept this thing organized and were committed, and the neighbors, and we're real pleased.
This has been a very restorative evening for a bunch of very committed residents who love their neighborhood. Thank you.
Outstanding outcome. Voted against the PUD, and it's the right vote. We do not need this high-density development in the middle of single family. Been living on Friendly Avenue for over 30 years. Love the community, wonderful people. We want to keep the big setbacks, the big trees, and neighbors that aren't having to peer into somebody else's backyard. So wonderful outcome today. I appreciate the zoning commission voting the way they did.
Tonight, I am so excited about how our speakers performed. The things that they said, the way how together they were. They had all the fine points. They were wonderful. Our speakers were wonderful. Oh, wonderful. That's what I'm talking about, those three people.
The three of them.
Yeah. They were incredible. They brought up the point. I was distressed though to see how the folks didn't care about spot zoning, because spot zoning, the key to that is spot zoning has to be reasonable.
Yes.
And it's not reasonable. And they didn't really. I don't like the way they treat it.
Well, I think we came, we saw, and we kicked ass. I mean, it was a great turnout by everyone with all the letters that people sent in, and showing up in person sent a message, and that message was that we're not going to stand for what Mr. Drew's trying to do, and I think we had a big step to victory, and if it comes to it again, we'll be here again. So.
Thank you very much.
I'm pleased with what the commissioners did. I mean, they all unanimously with us on this, and I feel like that they were supporting the neighborhood.
Do you feel like the council, the zoning committee answered the right questions?
Yes, I do. Yeah, they do.
Thank you very much.
Understand.
Have a blessed evening.
I thought it was wonderful. The zoning commission has really listened to the neighborhood. They read the emails, they recognized the presence, they learned how much we all truly love our neighborhood. It was very gratifying to see them take it so seriously and not just go along with what a developer wanted. It gives me confidence and faith in our system.
I thought it was great. I was pleased that this is definitely to show that when you stick together for as long as we have in getting this neighborhood all together, when you really come together and you sit together in the long haul, that this is what can happen and we can prevail, and we did tonight. So this is round two, because round one, with our support and coming together, he withdrew his original application. This is round two, and again, with our support and everyone being united, we prevailed tonight, and it'll be interesting to see if there will be round three or not. I thought they did their homework. I really appreciated their questions that they asked him. They obviously have done a lot of research on their own and took the time to walk the property, talk to some neighbors, I do believe, and I can't thank them enough for what they did, and I think their questions back to him really is what we've been saying the whole time as a neighborhood. Well, to Glenn Drew and CZS Development, if we see you in round 3, we're gonna again stay united, and we're gonna stop this from happening in our neighborhood that we love and protect.